Hey warriors. You're tired, not physically, but mentally. It is that quiet kind of exhaustion that doesn't show on your face but sits heavy in your chest. The kind that comes from trying to control everything. Every outcome. Every conversation. Every moment of your life. And the harder you try, the more it slips. Pause for a second. What if the reason things aren't working isn't because you're not doing enough, but because you're doing too much? What if the constant effort, the overthinking, the silent pressure you put on yourself, is exactly what's blocking everything you want? Listen carefully. Because this is where everything shifts. The moment you stop forcing, stop gripping, stop trying to bend life into your will, something strange happens. Things begin to move. Not because you gave up, but because you finally understood where your power actually is. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Most people hear that and move on. But if you actually understand it, your entire life changes. Because the problem has never been life. It's been the way you've been trying to control it. And today, you're going to see that clearly. Not in a motivational way. Not in a surface-level way. But in a way that hits you and stays with you. Because by the end of this, you're not just going to feel calm. You're going to understand how to move through life in a way where things start aligning, without you chasing them. And if you stay with me until the end, you'll notice something strange. You'll feel lighter. Like something you've been carrying just dropped. Let's go straight into it. Number 1, detach from the outcome. This is where everything begins. Right now, there's something in your life you're holding on to too tightly. Maybe a goal, a person, or a result. You've told yourself, when this happens, then I'll feel okay. And without realizing it, you've tied your peace to something you don't control. That's the trap. You wake up thinking about it. You replay scenarios in your head. You imagine outcomes. You stress over details that haven't even happened yet. And slowly, the thing you wanted starts controlling you. Epictetus said, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happens as it should, and you will be happy." That's not passive. That's power. Because the moment your happiness depends on a specific outcome, you've already lost your freedom. Think about it. The more you need something to happen, the more anxious you become. The more anxious you become, the more forced your actions feel. And the more forced your actions feel, the more things fall apart. You've seen it. In conversations where you tried too hard. In opportunities where you overthought everything. In moments where you just couldn't relax, because you needed it to go a certain way. And ironically, that's exactly why it didn't. Now flip it. Imagine doing the work, giving your best, showing up fully. But without needing a specific result. No pressure. No desperation. No internal tension. Just presence. That's when you perform at your highest level. That's when things start to flow. Look at an artist. When they're obsessed with making something perfect, they freeze. Every stroke feels heavy. Every decision feels pressured. But when they let go, when they stop thinking about how it will be judged, and just create, that's when magic happens. And your life works the same way. When you detach from the outcome, you don't lose ambition. You remove fear. And without fear, your actions become clean, direct, and powerful. Now here's the part most people avoid. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop needing. There is a difference. You can want something deeply, and still be at peace without it. That's control. That's stability. That's strength. Take relationships as an example. The moment you feel like you need someone to stay, you start acting differently. You become careful. You overanalyze. You lose your natural energy. And people feel that. Not consciously, but they feel it. Now compare that to someone who is grounded. Calm. Not trying to impress. Not trying to force anything. They're just there. Present and unshaken. That energy attracts every time. Because it's rare. Because most people are trying too hard. Now apply this to your goals. You've created timelines in your head. I should be here by now. I need this to work. If this fails, everything falls apart. And you've turned your life into a checklist. But life doesn't move like that. It never has. Life is unpredictable. Messy. Uncertain. And if you try to force it into a rigid structure, it will break you. Not because you're weak, but because you're resisting reality. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." And that's exactly what's happening. You're suffering over outcomes that don't even exist yet. So here's something simple. Ask yourself this honestly. What am I holding on to so tightly, that it's disturbing my peace? Don't rush to answer that question. Sit with it. Because the moment you see it clearly, you can release it. Not by giving up, but by loosening your grip. And when you do that, you create space. Space for clarity. Space for better outcomes. Space for things you didn't even expect. That's how life starts working with you, instead of against you. If this is already hitting you, don't just keep it to yourself. Send this to someone who's been stressing too much lately. You know exactly who came to mind. And if you're still here, it means you're not just listening. You're actually thinking, and that's rare. So subscribe, not for me, but so you don't lose this kind of thinking again. Because once you start seeing life this way, you don't go back. Now let's go deeper. Number 2, master your mindset. Because even if you understand detachment, and you don't control your mind will pull you right back into chaos. Life doesn't slow down. Problems don't stop. Unexpected things will happen, again and again. Some days will feel smooth. Others will feel like everything is working against you. That's normal. But here's the difference. Some people break under that pressure, while others grow from it. Same situation but different mind. William James said, "The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another." Read that again. Because that's where your power is. Not in controlling what happens, but in controlling how you interpret what happens. Right now, your mind is constantly talking, commenting, judging, predicting. And most of the time, it's negative. Not because something is wrong with you, but because you haven't trained it. So every challenge feels bigger than it is. Every mistake feels permanent. Every setback feels like proof that you're failing. But that's not reality. That's interpretation. And interpretation can be changed. Imagine this. You make a mistake. One version of you says, "I always mess things up." That thought alone drains your energy, kills your confidence, or makes you hesitate next time. Now another version of you says, "Good. I learned something." Same mistake. Different meaning. Different outcome. That's mindset. And the Stoics understood this deeply. They didn't try to control life. They trained themselves to respond to it. Calmly and powerfully. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." Your estimate. Your interpretation. Your meaning. That's what is creating your experience. So the real question is, are you aware of what you're telling yourself every day? Because that voice is shaping your entire life. And if you don't take control of it, it will quietly control you. Now here's something practical. Start observing your thoughts. Not fighting them. Not suppressing them. Just noticing. When something goes wrong, what's your first reaction? Is it panic? Frustration? Self-doubt? Or is it calm? Curiosity? Adjustment? That gap between event and reaction. That's where your power lives. And the more you practice staying in that gap, the stronger you become. Not physically, but mentally, emotionally, and unshakably. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." So the next time something goes wrong, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask, "What is this training me to become?" That one shift changes everything. And here's the truth most people won't tell you. Mastering your mind is not easy. It's daily work. Quiet work. Invisible work. No one claps for it. But it's the foundation of everything. Because once your mind is stable, life stops feeling overwhelming. Even when it's hard, you stay grounded, clear, and focused. And from that place, you make better decisions. You move differently. You stop reacting and start responding. And that's when everything begins to change. Don't go yet. Stay with me. Because this next shift is where most people lose patience and quietly give up. Number 3, trust in timing. This is the one that tests you. Not when things are going wrong, but when nothing seems to be happening. You're doing the work. You're showing up. You're trying. And yet, silence. No results. No recognition. No clear sign that anything is moving. And that silence starts to mess with your mind. You begin to question everything. Am I wasting my time? Should I be further ahead by now? Why is this taking so long? Be honest, you've asked yourself that before. And in that moment, most people break. Not because they're incapable, but because they don't understand timing. They think effort should immediately produce results. They've been conditioned to expect speed. Fast success. Fast growth. Fast everything. But life doesn't move like that. And the sooner you accept that, the less unnecessary suffering you create for yourself. Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly. Nothing that truly matters happens instantly." Not real confidence. Not real success. Not real peace. Those things are built slowly. Layer by layer. Quietly. While no one is watching. Think about it like this. If everything you wanted came immediately, you wouldn't be ready for it. You would collapse under it. Because the process isn't just about getting the thing. It's about becoming the person who can handle it. That's the part you don't see. That's what's happening right now. Even if it feels like nothing is happening. Imagine planting a seed. You water it. You give it sunlight. You take care of it. But for a while, nothing shows. No growth. No visible change. If you didn't understand how growth works, you'd assume it's not working. You'd dig it up. You'd quit. But beneath the surface, something is happening. Roots are forming. Strength is building. Foundation is being created. And when it finally breaks through, it looks sudden. But it wasn't. It was prepared. That's your life right now. You're in the unseen phase. And this is where people fail. Not because they lack ability, but because they lack patience. They want visible proof too early. They want confirmation before the result. But life doesn't give it like that. It asks you to trust first. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny." That doesn't mean sit back and do nothing. It means stop fighting the timing. Stop acting like life is late, because it is not. It is precise. Even the delays. Even the setbacks. Even the moments that feel like nothing is moving. They're all shaping you, refining you, and preparing you. But if you keep resisting that, you create frustration where there should be growth. Now let's make this real. Think about something you've been waiting for. A breakthrough. An opportunity, or a change. And be honest. Has the waiting made you stronger or weaker? Because if you've stayed committed, you've grown. Even if you don't see it yet. Your thinking is sharper. Your patience is deeper. Your perspective is different. That's not nothing. That's progress. But here's where you need to be careful. Patience is not passive. It's not sitting around hoping. It's active. You keep working. You keep improving. You keep showing up. But without panic. Without desperation. Without that constant feeling that something is missing. Because nothing is missing. You're just early. Let that sink in. You're not behind. You're early. And when you start seeing it that way, you stop rushing. You stop comparing. You stop putting pressure on yourself to be somewhere you're not ready for yet. And suddenly, you can breathe again. Quick shift. If you've ever felt like you're late in life, drop a simple "I'm still building" in the comments. Not for validation, but to remind yourself that you're still in motion. And if this perspective is giving you clarity, there's a full playlist linked in the description that goes deeper into this mindset. Stay with this one first, then go thereafter. Now, let's move into something that most people don't even realize they're doing. Number 4, act with purpose, not desperation. This one is subtle. But it changes everything. Because you can be doing the right things. For the wrong reasons. And when that happens, your energy becomes unstable. You start chasing. Forcing. Grasping. And it shows. Even if you don't say a word. People feel it. Opportunities feel it. Life responds to it. Have you ever noticed? The more desperate you are for something, the further it seems to move away. A job. A person. An outcome. The more you need it, the more it slips. That's not coincidence. That's energy. Desperation is rooted in fear. Fear of not having. Fear of missing out. Fear of not being enough. And when you act from that place, your decisions become rushed. Scattered. Unclear. You say yes to things you shouldn't. You overextend yourself. You lose your center. Now compare that to purpose. Purpose is calm. Grounded. Intentional. It doesn't rush. It doesn't beg. It moves with clarity. Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Read that slowly. Before you act, decide who you are. Not what you want. Who you are. Because when you're clear on that, your actions become aligned. You don't chase everything. You choose carefully. And that alone changes your results. Think about a job situation. One person is applying everywhere, panicking, sending out applications with no direction, hoping something sticks. Another person is focused. They understand their strengths. They apply with intention. They prepare without obsession. Same goal. Different energy. And energy matters. Because it affects how you show up. How you communicate. How you're perceived. But more importantly, how you feel while doing it. Now let's go deeper. Desperation doesn't just affect what you do. It affects how you think. It creates noise in your mind. What if this doesn't work? What if I fail? What if I'm not enough? And that noise weakens your actions. But purpose removes that noise. Because when you're acting from purpose, you're not trying to prove anything. You're expressing something. You're not chasing validation. You're aligned with your direction. And that's powerful. Aristotle spoke about eudaimonia. Living in alignment with your highest self. That's what this is. Not chasing everything you want, but becoming someone who naturally attracts what aligns. So here's something to ask yourself. Right now, are you acting from clarity? Or from fear? Be honest. Because that answer will explain a lot. If it's fear, slow down. You don't need to rush. You don't need to force. Step back. Reconnect. Get clear again. Because once your actions come from purpose, everything becomes sharper, cleaner, more effective, and strangely, more effortless. Not because you're doing less, but because you're doing the right things, at the right time, for the right reasons. And that's where alignment begins. We're going deeper next. And this next one might be the hardest to accept. But once you do, you stop fighting life completely. Number 5, let go of control. Not partially. Not when it's convenient. But completely. This is where most people hesitate. Because control feels safe. It gives you the illusion that if you just plan enough, think enough, push enough, you can shape everything exactly the way you want. But look at your life honestly. Has that really worked? Or has it just made you more tense, more anxious, more exhausted? You try to control how people see you. You try to control how situations unfold. You try to predict outcomes, avoid mistakes, eliminate uncertainty. And the more you do that, the heavier everything feels. Because you're carrying something that was never yours to carry. Epictetus said, freedom is secured not by the fulfilling of one's desires, but by the removal of desire. That sounds extreme until you understand it. He is not saying stop living. He is saying stop trying to control what isn't yours. Because that's where suffering begins. Think about relationships. You've tried to control how someone feels. How they respond. How they show up. Maybe not directly, but subtly. Through expectations. Through overthinking. Through silent pressure. And what happens? Frustration. Disappointment. Distance. Because people are not yours to control. They never were. You can communicate. You can set boundaries. You can choose who stays in your life. But you cannot force alignment. And the moment you accept that, you feel lighter. Because you stop trying to bend reality. Now apply this to your goals. You think if you just work harder, push more, control every detail, you'll get there faster. But there's a difference between effort and control. Effort is yours. Control is not. You can prepare. You can show up. You can execute. But you cannot control timing. You cannot control outcomes. You cannot control every variable. And when you try to, you create resistance. Seneca said, "Fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling." That's not about destiny in a mystical way. It's about alignment. When you resist what is, you suffer. When you work with what is, you move. Let's make this real. You're preparing for something important. Maybe an interview, a conversation, or an opportunity. You have done the work. You are ready. But then your mind starts racing. What if I mess up? What if I say the wrong thing? What if this doesn't go how I want? And suddenly, you're not present anymore. You're trapped in imagined outcomes. That's control. That's the need to guarantee a result before it happens. And it destroys your performance. Because instead of showing up fully, you show up tense, restricted, disconnected. Now imagine walking into that same situation, without needing to control it. You've prepared. You trust yourself. You accept that whatever happens, you can handle it. Your body relaxes. Your mind clears. You become present. And from that place, you perform better. Not perfectly, but authentically. And that's what actually works. So how do you let go of control in a real way? Start here. Separate what is yours from what is not. Your thoughts. Your actions. Your effort. That is yours. Other people's opinions. Timing. Outcomes. That is not. And every time you catch yourself stressing, ask one question. Is this within my control? If the answer is no, release it. Not mentally pretending, but genuinely letting it go. Because holding on to it won't change it. It will only drain you. Second, practice acceptance. Not passive acceptance. Clear acceptance. Life will not go exactly as planned. Things will shift. People will change. Opportunities will appear and disappear. That's reality. And the more you resist that, the more you suffer. But when you accept it, you adapt faster. You recover quicker. You move smarter. And finally, build trust. Not blind trust in life, but trust in yourself. Trust that you can handle outcomes you didn't expect. Trust that even if things don't go your way, you won't collapse. Because that's what control is really about. It's not about the situation. It's about fear. Fear that you won't be okay if things don't go as planned. But you will be. You always have been. And when you truly understand that, control loses its grip on you. Quick moment. If you're still holding on to something you can't control, type "release" in the comments. Not for anyone else. For you. Let it be a decision. Right now. And if this is giving you clarity you didn't expect, you already know what to do. Stay close to this kind of thinking. Subscribe, so you don't drift back into noise. Now, we move into something that will change how you see everything around you. Number 6, embody the energy of abundance. This is where your perception starts shaping your reality. Because two people can be in the exact same situation and experience completely different lives. One feels stuck, limited, and behind. The other feels open, capable, and in motion. Same environment, different mindset. And that difference changes everything. Most people live in quiet scarcity. They don't say it out loud. But it's there. There's not enough time. Not enough opportunities. Not enough success to go around. And when you think like that, your mind starts looking for proof. You notice what is missing. You focus on what you lack. You compare constantly. And without realizing it, you shrink your own world. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." That's not about money. That's about perception. Because real abundance isn't external. It's internal. It's the ability to feel complete without needing everything to be perfect. It's moving through life without that constant sense of lack. Think about how you walk into a room. Do you feel like you need something from people? Do you feel like you need approval, validation, or recognition? Or do you feel like you already have enough? Enough presence. Enough value. Enough self-respect. That difference is felt instantly. Not because people analyze it, but because energy communicates faster than words. Now let's make this practical. Two people start the same journey. One believes opportunities are rare. He hesitate, he doubt. He overthink every move. Because he feels like if this doesn't work, nothing else will. The other believes opportunities are everywhere. He act, he explore, he take risks. Because he trusts that even if one path closes, another will open. Same reality. Different outcomes. Why? Because belief shapes behavior. And behavior shapes results. William James said, "The greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitudes." Your attitude is not just a mood. It's a filter. It determines what you see, what you ignore, what you pursue, what you avoid. So if you constantly feel like something is missing, your life will always feel incomplete, no matter what you achieve. But if you start from a place of enough, you move differently. You speak differently. You decide differently. And that creates different results. Now this doesn't mean you stop wanting more. It means you stop feeling empty without it. There's a difference. You can aim higher without feeling lower. You can build without feeling broken. You can grow without feeling behind. That's abundance. So how do you build it? Start with awareness. Catch yourself when your mind goes into lack. When you compare. When you feel like you're not enough. Don't ignore it. Replace it. Shift it. Second, practice gratitude. Not in a forced way, but in a real way. Look at what's already working. What you've already built. What you already have. Because if you can't appreciate now, you won't appreciate later. And finally, carry yourself like someone who has enough. Not arrogance. Not ego. Calm confidence. Quiet certainty. Because when you feel whole, you stop chasing. And when you stop chasing, things start coming to you. Not magically, but naturally. And that's where everything begins to shift. We're about to bring everything together. And this last one is where most people finally understand the balance. So stay locked in. Number 7, take aligned action, and let go. This is the balance most people never figure out. They either force everything, or they do nothing. They either grind endlessly, or they sit back hoping life will work itself out. Both are wrong. Because real progress lives in the middle. To get real progress, you have to act with clarity, with intention, with discipline. And then you let go. You don't hover over the result. You don't keep checking, stressing, forcing. You move and you release. Seneca said, effort and patience will achieve more than force and anxiety. That's the formula. Effort and patience. Not effort and panic. Not effort and desperation. Effort and trust. Think about how you try to sleep. The more you force it, the more awake you become. But the moment you relax and let go, sleep comes naturally. That's how life works too. When you force outcomes, you create resistance. When you align your actions and release control, things begin to flow. Now don't misunderstand this. Letting go is not laziness. It's not avoidance. It's not giving up. You still act. You still prepare. You still show up fully. But you don't attach your identity to the result. You don't say, if this fails, I fail. You don't say, if this doesn't work, I'm not enough. You separate who you are from what happens. And that separation gives you freedom. Imagine a farmer. They prepare the soil. They plant the seeds. They water them. They protect them. But after that, they don't dig up the ground every day to check if it's growing. They trust the process. Because they understand something most people ignore. Growth takes time. And interference destroys it. That's what you've been doing. You act, then you interfere. You move, then you doubt. You start, then you panic. And you break your own rhythm. But when you act and then truly let go, you stay consistent, calm, and focused. You give your actions space to work. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do what you must, and let what happens happen." That's it. Simple. But not easy. Because your mind will try to pull you back. It will ask, is this working? What if this fails? What if I need to do more? And in that moment, you have to return to stillness, to trust, to alignment. Now let's bring this into your life. You have goals. Things you want to build. Things you want to become. So act on them seriously. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start where you are. Do the work. Learn. Adjust. Improve. But once you've done your part, release the outcome. Stop refreshing. Stop checking. Stop tying your piece to the result. Because the result will come. Or something better will. But only if you give it space. Quick reset. If you've ever felt like you're doing everything right, but still overthinking the result, just nod to yourself right now. That awareness alone is the beginning of change. And if you've made it this far, you're not here by accident. You're here because something in you is ready to shift. So stay with this. Subscribe, not as a habit, but as a decision to keep building this mindset. Now listen closely. Because this is the part that stays with you after the video ends. At the end of the day, life is not about controlling everything. It never was. It's about mastering yourself. Your thoughts. Your reactions. Your actions. And your ability to let go. When you stop forcing outcomes, you stop creating resistance. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. When you stop trying to control everything, you finally experience peace. And from that place, you make better decisions. You see clearer. You move with confidence. Not because life became easier, but because you became stronger, calmer, and more grounded. That's the shift. And once you feel it, you don't go back. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. That's not just a quote. That's a way of living. And now, it's yours. So take a breath. Release what you've been gripping so tightly. Trust the process you're in. Act with clarity. Move with purpose. And let life meet you halfway. If this changed something in you, even slightly, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who's been carrying too much lately. You know exactly who that is. And I want to hear from you. What's one thing you're choosing to let go of after this? Drop it in the comments. Make it real. Make it a decision. And if you're ready to go deeper, there's a full playlist waiting for you in the description. Start it right after this. Don't break the momentum. This is Stoic Quiet Strength. Subscribe, and stay close to this kind of thinking. I'll see you in the next one.